Hey guys, today we're taking a look at my hat deck. Now hat just stands for Hands, Artifact, Traptrix. A very popular deck. I definitely could have done it at some point. I just decided to go against it because it was just so popular and the skeleton was really simple. There wasn't a lot to do with it. I thought I'd get around to the deck eventually because I know some people wanted me to build it. Pretty simple deck. It just uses some of the best cards from a few different archetypes in order to really deplete your opponent's resources, gain pretty good hand advantage, and on top of that, being able to summon out XYZs and make a lot of plays. Really good deck for running out your opponent's resources. A very strong deck type in general, and not much changed with the October list. I've done some things, obviously added to it because of the list, but there isn't really that many changes that have affected the deck, and I still think it's going to be pretty strong going forward. So overall, the skeleton is going to be pretty simple. There's not that many things to change around with the deck, but I will get into the side deck and talk about some of the other things that you can do with this deck. We're going to be running 3 Moralltech, just the artifact engine of the deck, giving you some really good advantage. 2 Cardcar D, again getting you some advantage to get what you need out. 3 Fire Hand, 3 Ice Hand, depleting all of your opponent's resources very quickly. 2 Traptrix Dionaea, very nice to special summon Myrmeleo so you can get additional plays. Myrmeleo, very nice to give you additional advantage to get those trap hole cards and destroy things when it gets special summoned. So between those monsters, the low monster count, it's really about, really blowing up your opponent's resources and gaining advantage. For the spells, 1 Dark Hole, again, depleting resources is very nice. 2 MST, you could definitely run a third if you want. 1 Pot of Dichotomy. All the monsters in this deck are different types, so a very nice card in this deck type. And you don't have to attack right away. You can just, have a Fire Hand set or something. Very good to recycle the resources because your opponent can't do something, usually like that. So very nice. 3 Pot of Duality, again, you can go into cards very easily and not have to worry about special summoning on that turn. Raigeki, again, depleting resources is going to be very nice for us. And 1 Soul Charge, again, giving us some advantage. We can do a lot of really cool things off of special summons as well. For the traps, 3 Artifact Sanctum, searching out Moralltech, very nice for us. Otherwise, a lot of staple traps. Again, we're going to try to deplete our opponent's resources. So Dimensional Prison is in here, Fiendish Chain to deal with effects. Call the Haunted gives us a lot of advantage in this deck. And you want to run other, trap holes. So Traptrix, Trap Hole, Nightmare, usually the one you want to run for this deck type. For the extra deck, just a lot of 4-star XYZs and 5, not many 5s, but 4s will be most commonly gotten out. Abyss Dweller, a nice card to counter things. Cairngorgon, just kind of an interesting one to help you out. Castle, very powerful. Pleaides, obviously, if you can get out 2 Moralltechs, very powerful. Daigusto Emeral, along with Dichotomy, we can recycle our resources, which will be very powerful. Diamond Dire Wolf, giving us some destruction. Exciton, Gaia Dragon with our level 5s. Lavalval Chain, again, we can recycle and do some things there. Very nice. 2 Silent Honor, obviously one of the most powerful rank 4s these days, so running 2 in this deck makes a lot of sense. Ragnazero, very good against certain cards. Blackship, again, very good against certain cards like Zen mains or something like that. And Volcasaurus, again, you don't want to run too many rank 5s, but Volcasaurus is one of the more useful ones, I find. So now for the side deck, if you haven't seen a video of mine before, in the side deck I kind of just go through other recommended cards, other things that could be useful for the deck. Not meant to be a side deck for matches. These are just ideas I want to throw out there for people. You can run this with more of an artifact engine. You could run Beagletech and Failnod and Scythe and some other things. I just don't find it to be that useful compared to this engine, but that's another way to go. Maxx C, an easy card to run in this deck. You can run Artifact Ignition and Double Cyclone, another way to do some destruction. I don't think it's completely necessary, but you can do that. Mind Control, just make rank 4 plays can be easy for you in this deck. You could take out whatever you want and run Upstart Goblin, some of the traps if you want to make the deck a little faster. There's a ton of other traps you can run. You could run Black Horn of Heaven, run Wiretap, again to deplete opponent's resources. Breakthrough Skill, another alternative to Fiendish Chain. There's other trap holes like Time Space and Void Trap Hole. They're both useful. I just think that Trap Hole Nightmare is more useful. It's really up to you. And there are other rank 4s you can run. So like number 106 is interesting. Number 80 is interesting. Delderos that recently came out could be good for this deck. So there's other XYZs you can run. I don't think they're absolutely necessary, but you definitely can run them and they can be helpful, in certain situations. So that's my hat deck. Very simple, not much to go through, not much to explain. Again, all you want to do is just keep recycling and depleting your opponent's resources until they have nothing left. It's very hard to deal with this deck unless you have certain things to counter it, unless you don't have any back row and you can get through Ice Hand or something like that. Either way, the deck still has a lot of plays. And just because of that ability to deplete your opponent's resources, it became a competitive deck and it's looking very strong. We'll have to see, how it looks in the future, but, we'll see as the deck updates and maybe there will be new things that we can try to add to the deck. But if you guys do have your own hat decks, you can post below. Let me know in the comments. Talk about what cards you use. Maybe there's some cards I didn't think about. I did put, most of the side deck cards that I do think people are thinking about with this deck, but there could be some other ones that I didn't think about. So let me know. Maybe I'll update it in the future and add some of those. But that's about it for me. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you later.